this over. He said he put the number to 268 MMDCs as well. And in politics, this is about the numbers. And so you're looking at the permutations and where you're going to get the massive support. We'll see how the coming days will look like. Professor Samuel Gyamfi is a senior lecturer, political science department, Kwame Nkrumah, University of Science and Technology. Prof, thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. There's a lot that's been happening over the last 48 hours after we got to know that the NPP has planned to organize the flag bearership elections on the 31st of January. We'll start off with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's meeting with the sitting MPs. How is this going to impact on his chances going forward?
Thanks very much, my brother. It seems to me that, around this time he's canvassing for support within the party. I said earlier that he was interested in leading the party again. That is why there was the need for a thank you tour. And that in itself was to engineer a process that would allow the rank and file of the party, especially those who are the kingmakers, to begin to reflect on the need, if you like, to represent him as a candidate for the MPP and to potentially galvanize support and see what he could do or what he can potentially do to bring victory to the MPP in 2028. But fundamentally, when you look at what is happening today, the MPs who are throwing their weight behind him, I'm certain that these are adults. They know their left from their right. They understand exactly what they are doing. But more so, they also must reflect on the fact that once the party has the opportunity to be able to present individuals to contest for positions within the party, it is likely that in the foreseeable future, maybe they themselves will be contested. Again, even if they themselves are not contested, there will also be individuals who are within the MPP who may present themselves as independent parliamentary candidates in their respective constituency. Why do I talk about this? The internal challenge of the MPP is that it has leaders that went into elections and could not bring home victory. Around this time, members of parliament who have some degree of influence would definitely be required to rather not get involved in uncertain ways, but rather in ways that will seek to unite the ranks of the party than divide it. Because immediately you see some group moving en bloc to support a particular candidate, say candidate A, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, or potential candidate A, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. What it simply means is that they are pitching their tent with him against the other potential candidates. And because of the level of influence they have in their constituency, the notion would be that these persons have been whipped or into line or have been captured in many ways so that they will capture the other potential kingmakers. And here, it is the very reason why others have said that why are they interested in going into having the appointment of a flag bearer first before the elections that would, if you like, bring home or elect the executives of the party. What is happening today re-echoes or re-emphasize the point that somebody wants to capture the party and wants to do so by capturing the flag bearer's position and more so to capture key actors so that they will be in control of the party and not necessarily to build the party from the base up, having gone into elections and lost with 41 point something percent. So fundamentally, it's a game that is being played around this time. It is a kind of charade. It's to get political power by any means necessary. And once that process keeps going like that, what is going to happen is that the party will eventually get fragmented. I said on a different platform with you, yes, last night, I believe, that once they continue on this trajectory or tangent, the party would eventually become catatonic. It is going to try to cover a sore, putrefying one, of course, which needs salt, which needs medication to allow it to heal. But this process would rather make it gangrene, because some people who have influence are being, if you like, pushed toward a certain tangent.
I see.
They are being influenced in many ways.
But on that point as well, you see Ken Agyapong as well met a number of former immediate past MMDCs and some sitting MPs, former MPs we saw at this meeting as well. How about that?
Yes, so I come to that quickly. I told you about the thank you tour, which I said ought to have been an apology tour. It was a move led by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Kennedy had to join because he competed with him in an earlier period, going into the elections they lost, right? And once Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is leading the charge in getting people unblocked, then he also comes in to pull a shot. Indeed, it re-echoes my position that from day one, it was not a thank you tour. It was a mobilization front to make sure that, a flag bearer emerges at the end of the day. And on that score, it was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was leading the charge. But Kennedy Agyapong realized that he also had to get involved. I am picking from various quarters, grapevine, based on the work we do, that between these two gentlemen is going to be boot for boot.
I see. And quick one, finally, before I let you go, you say that with what is happening now and the change of the date of election of the flag bearer, pushing it forward almost 3 clear years before election 2028, you call it party capture agenda. Nana Komia is an experienced communicator, strategist in an election. He believes that this is the best decision that the National Executive Committee of the party has taken, because until a flag bearer is elected, the closing of the rank and file and the agenda of unity of the party cannot be achieved. So get that out of the way, and then you deal with whatever comes afterwards.
I shudder to see that, yes, maybe he also sees it from a kind of centralism approach, right? The party historically has used the bottom-up approach, where you build from the base and the base rally support behind the leader, right? Because no one person in this regard, multi-party democracy, since we started testing that, has won election on his own, right, or on her own. We have seen that it is the base of the party, i.e., the executives at the local level, at the regional level, and the national level that culminate into a greater campaign. In fact, several of the strategies even emerged from these bases, right? Why has it become expedient to get a flag bearer now? It is rather to emphasize that there are deeper cracks in the MPP. There are, the extent of deep within the party is visible, to the extent that maybe the leaders today perceive that once you have a flag bearer or a candidate, right, the candidate will use his position to whip all others into line. Is that not what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sought to do at first, and it failed through the thank you talk? Because initially he thought that it was going to serve a basis to rally the people around him, so that it will be a vote of confidence
Right.
because he's been able to rally the people around him.
Right.
It did not work.
Professor Samuel Gyamfi, appreciate your time on this. I thank you so much. The coming day